I'm here with Vincent, or Vinnie Cavanagh from Anathema. What do you prefer to be called?
Vincent, I suppose.
Vincent? Vinnie for your friends?
Yeah, it's just Vinnie's. It's kind of like what everybody in Liverpool does. You know, they shorten your name and put a Y on the end. It's just you have no choice. That's your name. You know, that they do that.
You haven't lived there for a pretty long time, right?
No, not really since school.
No. So let's say Vincent. I'm here with Vincent. You always put on a really great, energetic show. Every time I've seen you, you won awards for it, actually, or at least one, right? In 2012.
Yeah.
That's the one I know. Maybe you won more.
I don't know. I don't really keep up with that guy.
Still, that's what you do, and I'm just thinking, isn't it draining to put on such an emotional show every time you go on stage?
No, you have a duty to the songs, and you have a duty to the lyrics, and you have a duty to the people who are paying the money to come in there. You know, I don't want to go and see a band that's on 80% or 60% at all, ever. You know, even if they're my favourite band, I don't want to see that. And I've been to gigs before where I've been really looking forward to the gig, and I can tell the band are tired. I'm like, shit. And then you can just tell, can you? Especially as the set wears on. You know, but I'm mindful of that, so I try to avoid that with everything possible. You know.
Do you even get energy from it? Like
but it's like, you know, everything throughout your day should be geared up to that 2 hours that you're on stage. So you're preparing the entire day for it. You know, and if you do that in the right way, you should be fine. You know.
How does it look on tour? I mean, I guess many people don't know. They see you on stage and that's it. How does it look? Like when you wake up, you wake up in a new place. If you go on a bus, you wake up in a new place.
Yeah, I fell asleep in Berlin and woke up in Sweden.
Yeah.
You know, so that can be a bit bizarre. But I mean, you get into a flow where it's kind of every day's the same. It's a bit like a Groundhog Day, you know. But the interesting thing for me is I like to go for walks in at least, if I can manage it, if I have time to go for walks in every town that I visit, just so I can feel as if I've seen something.
Yeah, it's like a preview, like a trailer of a movie.
To only seeing a venue every single day, because
it doesn't represent.
Then it doesn't matter where you are, you know.
No.
You know, but it's great to get out a bit,
That's cool. And now you're going to Norway after this as well?
Yeah, so we're going to Bergen as well. We haven't played there for a few years.
No, it's a lovely city. I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? It's a bizarre geographical kind of landscape. You know, I remember flying into Bergen once, and it was quite striking.
Oh, the flying in is the best because you see the snow on the top of the mountains. It doesn't matter if it's summer or not.
It's crazy.
It's really nice.
Really nice place. So, but we've recorded a couple of albums in Norway. You know, we were there just this year, in fact, doing Distant Satellites with Krista Cederberg, our producer. Yeah. So in the group of Winton and Oslo, it was freezing.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Norway because
I remember at a certain point we were in, I think it was about February sometime, and I hadn't seen the sun in what felt like months, you know. And I walked out this one morning not expecting it, and the sun was out, and I got really emotional, you know what I mean? It was like, wow,
that's how it
this
looks.
is really like a primal thing, you know what I mean? Like there's the sun, you know, like that's hello, you know.
Yeah. I totally understand. Well, you're out touring now with the newest album, Distant Satellites, you released in June.
Yeah.
I would say it's a lot more than just a great follow-up to Weather Systems. It's an amazing album. Really the same emotional sort of spectra, I think, goes through both. But I really don't know what other people say or how you feel about it, but it feels like it's a bit more old school Anathema as well, like you
certain parts of it, there's the song Anathema particularly, I suppose is what you're referring to. I think that one, that's got some of that kind of feeling. And there's also songs like Distant Satellites, which are a complete step forward for the band as well, you know. And we are kind of, at least for ourselves, breaking new ground. So it feels like an evolution, but it's still definitely us, you know. So I don't know, I think we're getting more and more into how we sound, you know, and that can be musically. We don't really put limits on ourselves when we write, you know. But it kind of makes it interesting for us as well, like to never repeat yourself and never like kind of pander to what people want. If you do that, then you can put yourself in a dangerous situation. If you do that for 2-3 albums and they get successful, all of a sudden people want the same thing. Yeah. You know. So, and then if you want to change, you're going to find it difficult to do that. But Anathema's always been one of those bands that's changed on every single record, you know. So people expect that we're going to change and expect that we're going to evolve. So we're in that kind of perfect position, really, where we can do exactly what we want for the next record as well, you know.
But you don't feel like you've ever been held back by the where you started off as doing
well,
metal?
yeah, in a way we have, yeah, because certain parts of media, for example, they carry a certain stigma with them if you used to be a metal band, you know.
Yeah.
But
the metal media expects metal, and the mainstream think that you are metal.
Actually, funnily enough, the metal media are more open-minded, you know, because we still get covered in magazines like Terrorizer, etc. Yeah. But we're never going to get in the enemy, you know. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
It's partly to do with this kind of stigma attached to metal, but I think there's for us, we don't really care about that. We've always had the idea that we were going to evolve with our music anyway. We never really wanted to do the same thing twice.
I was actually afraid with this album a little bit that it was as much as Anathema as it gets. So you would like, this is it, and you'll go out with a boom, in a sort of way. And I was afraid of that. Please tell me that's not true.
That's not the case. No, there's a lot more for us to do. I mean, we're still only just scratching the surface of certain parts of our music, you know. Like the electronic side of things is we've only just recently got to grips with the technology and the instruments, how to actually do it in the right way, in a way that we consider that sounds, you know, current and kind of worthy to be put out.
I would like to ask you, if Anathema was a dish, as in a type of food, what would it be?
Something that has anything that has to be slow roasted, like slow cooked. Yeah, and then you add some. This is the most ridiculous question I've ever answered in my life. Sorry.
But you have never answered it.
I've never even thought about it. You know.
Why would you?
Why would I?
It's ridiculous.
Indeed, yeah.
But it makes you think.
But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, something that takes a while to cook, but at the end you can throw some chili flakes on it, and it makes all the difference.
Yeah, I think that was a great answer, though.
Okay, thanks.